Ladies and gentlemen, we are here in the treehouse
What up, dudes?
with my man, Austin Toloza. Is that how you say your last name?
Yeah.
There you go, see? Owner of Hyper Strength and Conditioning. You guys are literally, there it is.
There it is.
You guys are like 5 minutes away.
We are 5 minutes away.
So, I first met Austin back in the first, like one of the original NorCal fitness summits.
Yeah.
You didn't have a gym at that time.
I don't think so. No. I was like, it was just me.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to see what Khaled was talking about.
What Khaled was up to. But so I asked Austin to come by and just hang out, and we're going to talk about some stuff. Stuff that's related to strength and conditioning, maybe a little bit of Harry Potter. These guys, like, they're super into video games. What else, you guys?
We nerd out and work out.
They nerd out, work out.
And work out.
Nerd out and work out. So I'm going to start off. Usually people start off with like, oh, tell us a little bit about yourself. We're going to skip that. Okay, we're going to come back to that. What we're going to start off,
Sweet.
okay, is a question. This has been a big debate here. All right. Apparently it's been a big debate since 12 p.m. today, which was the noon class. So
Okay.
this is fresh. There was no context provided. I was handed a bunch of questions, so we're just going to go with it. So the question is, Lord of the Rings or Rocky?
Ooh. Whoa. What do you mean, like, Lord? Like,
That's what I said.
Whoa. Who came up with that?
It's a terrible question.
And like, are we talking about like as like the series, or are we talking about what episode of which? And is Hobbit included? Or are we just talking about Lord of the Rings? And
I'm
are we
interested-
counting Rocky 5? Because that brings that score down.
We're not going to talk about Rocky 5. I'm interested to hear your take on this, and then I'll kind of share mine. The debate has been raging for the last hour and a half, so.
So Lord of the Rings or Rocky?
That's the entirety of the question.
This is like apples to oranges. This is so weird.
That's how we do it.
I gotta talk my way through it. If you want a really quick answer, Rocky. All right. You want a quick answer? It's Rocky. You want to jump into the rabbit hole of what I'm thinking? It's.
Let's go down the rabbit hole.
Lord of the Rings is more of like you have a quest. Is like that's an RPG. It's a role playing. You're on a quest. You're bringing friends. You have obstacles. It's the hero's journey. Both stories are hero's journeys. It's just God. One is just very, very underdogish. Like it makes you root for the underdog. You can relate to it. You can relate to Stallone's character, and you can see how like he's just shit out of luck every step of the way, and he like finds a way to get back from under, being ran on and to overcoming and winning. That's a typical hero's journey. Same with the Lord of the Rings, where you start off with a quest, and it's like a normal, the Hobbit. What the hell's that guy's name? Frodo. He's a typical life, and then there's this quest bestowed upon him by Gandalf.
Comes out of nowhere.
Fucker has other people do his shit for him all the time.
Hey, you need the Gandalfs of the world.
That's true.
what I'm saying.
But so the thing with the hero's journey, if you guys don't get, like every superhero type story, and I nerd out about this a lot, is that it's a normal day of routine life, and then a guide comes in for the hero. Like there's something that you realize that the hero needs to accomplish, and you know what will happen if they don't accomplish this certain thing. And then what happens is something tragic happens to the hero, where they have to confront this thing that they've been avoiding. Enter the guide. You can do this Lord of the Rings, you can do this Rocky, you can do this Matrix, you can do this Lion King. Think about all of that. All right, Morpheus, Timon and Pumbaa. Because they actually guided.
That's like the best guides.
Right? Timon and Pumbaa led Simba to kind of, and then Nala at the end, and Rafiki. But like he had all these guys. So you're looking at Rocky. he had Mickey and like you're gonna shit lightning and eat thunder, all that stuff. Like you think about it, but for me, the reason why I chose Rocky is because it's very straight to the point. It's easy to follow. You're straight rooting for the underdog. That's about it, you know. But with Lord of the Rings, I'm into that stuff too. But it's all of like, okay, he's gonna betray him. Okay, they gotta keep going. Okay, like it's longer, but the battle scenes are fucking epic.
It's one of the best like
great.
mystical movies,
Yes.
like of that genre that I've ever seen. It's just so fucking well done.
Yes.
Like there's nothing else that's that quality
Yeah. And if you
that
play
I
like
can think of.
Yeah. No, if you play, especially if you play like Warcraft, it's a lot of parallels. Like undead, the elves, the humans, alliance, orcs, all that stuff. But yeah. So I mean there is different. It's like.
See, I went the route of simplicity as well, and I'm really glad you answered the way that you did, and you added a little bit more flesh to it as well. So what I said was, I just looked at Coach Josh was the one who brought this up, and he was like, Rocky or Lord of the Rings. I gave him that look, like, and then I said, that's a simple answer, it's Rocky, because without Rocky, there is no Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, well, it's like the thing. It's like that. It's how many times can you do the hero's journey? How many renditions? How many all that stuff? You can do it in different realms, in different themes, but everyone. Fun fact: my wife just watched Rocky IV. Yeah. No, I mean, if
That's a PR right there.
If it's a spoiler for you guys, you need to catch up. But I'm gonna say it anyway. You know that scene where he goes, "If he dies, he dies." Yeah. She's it's literally like no, like they don't give you time to like catch your breath. It's like, oh no, funeral scene. And my wife was like, "They killed him," and I'm like, "Yeah." Like, no, really? And I'm like, "Yeah, no, he's not coming back."
Like this is not Lord of the Rings where Gandalf the White is gonna come back.
He's dead. Like this, the reason why Creed is such a big deal right now.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, we get it now." Like it all came to her. Like,
It's funny though because Veronica's my wife. She has not seen any of the Rockies. We're getting there.
Oh.
We're working our way through the Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, okay.
movie.
Yeah.
So we'll make our way there.
Kickboxer.
So good.
Plus
Double Impact. Then there was his brother.
That dead kick.
But I always reference at the end of that, if I can change, he can change.
Yeah.
We can all change. And then a lot of times I'll reference that, she'll just shake her head. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, you haven't
you
seen
don't get
it
it.
yet. But soon enough, so. Cool. It's a great answer. Very good answer. A lot of people, they just give an answer and there's nothing to back it up. There's no meat
They're
there.
gonna work out, man.
Yeah.
That's just
You gotta think about these things.
What kind of question is that? That's like it's almost insulting. It's like
yeah. Well, so I love both of those. I think Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite like mystical movies or books. I read the books way back in the day.
Oh, nice.
So that was always something near and dear to me. But one of the first things I ever did when I was a young lad was watch those Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, which is why this gym exists, because that's why I wanted to get jacked, you know?
Yeah.
So that was an easy answer for me.
Did you watch Expendables then? You just watch it just to watch it. Like, I fucking love that shit, dude.
And then, was it number 3 where they had, what's his name? Or 2? Chuck Norris, he just fucking...
It was the second one.
Yeah, just
Second
walks
one.
out.
That was the best one.
Yeah.
Well, not the best one. Like, the first one was pretty good. Pretty solid. The third one was kind of meh.
And I think there's another one coming, right?
The fourth one, yes.
So, alright, so I'm an actor, right?
Ben
So, one of my dreams, somebody asked me, I don't know if it was an audition or what, they said, what would your dream job be? I was like, that's easy. To be a sidekick to like Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger or Jason Statham. And the cool thing is, they're still doing shit.
Yeah.
They're still,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of movies they've made recently that I don't even know.
Remember, I told you The Rock was making King Kamehameha. I'm like, hey,
Oh, yeah.
I want to be like something in there. Can you get me in? Can you get me in, rapper? You're the only connection I got.
I was like,
Yeah, he straight up was like, well, they usually cast where they shoot. I'm like, fuck, all right, I gotta find out where they're at.
We can figure it out. Did they ever shoot that?
I don't know.
Well, in case for some reason The Rock is listening to this, Dwayne Johnson, which I also introduced Veronica. It's like hilarious to introduce my wife to these things, but I introduced her to the People's Elbow. And she just thought it was the most. She's like, so. She's like, she loved it. She's like, oh, the People's Elbow, the People's Chair,
People's Elbow.
It's like the people's everything. All right, so now that that's out of the way, why don't you tell the people a little bit about Austin?
Oh, well, what do you want to know? Just
Let's go with this, because I think this is the most important thing. What do you do? What's the most fun thing for you?
Man, it's a lot. I think the fun thing is talking and meeting people. I think that's the fun thing. I like stories. You can tell. I love sharing people's stories. I love learning about other people's stories. And that's one of the reasons why I actually started the Nerd at Workout podcast. And I love going on podcasts. And it was like a thing. I didn't know a podcast was a thing until like a year and a half ago.
Really?
Yeah, because I got invited. Oh, I knew what podcasts were kind of thing, but I didn't know.
You didn't like listen to them.
I didn't really listen to them regularly. I listened to a few, like Joe Rogan's for a bit, and then I had a couple local ones, and DeFranco's has his one. And then I got invited, for my client, I got introduced to Coaching for Geeks podcast. Shout out to them. And Robin runs that. He's out of London. And he has a dating coach in Montreal. They needed a fitness guy, and I guess the last fitness guy didn't work out. And then they were asking me if I wanted to do it. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll try it.
Yeah.
And I was just doing things like this. And then I was like, oh shit, I do have a lot to talk about. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like vlogging, but like just audio.
But better.
And better. So I think that's the whole reason why I got into the fitness industry is that for me, I already knew like I was not an elite athlete, but I love to coach. And that kind of paved the way of me getting in front of people and coaching them how to like exercise and move and eat right and better their lifestyle. But then you hear all these stories like the girl with brain cancer. I heard her story, and one of the guys I trained, he was like number 3 in the world in jiu-jitsu, Joe Arosha Gabriel, but he's like a cancer survivor. So it's like all these, and they're doing great things, and it's like shit, you know, like how much more can I learn from these people? How much more can I like see? And they come to you as a guide, right? Like you're the coach, you're the guide, you're trying to help them, but I truly feel that the coaches who get it, like we're the students. And
yeah,
we constantly try to get more members because we want to keep learning more from different perspectives.
100%.
And I think that's like kind of the thing. Like you can, especially nowadays, like everyone's like a social influencer now. It's like, hey, you know, like my ass and yay and all that stuff.
Butt shots,
and
ab shots,
and tits, and you know we get it, and yeah. But like I that's how I feel is that you can tell the difference with a coach, like who's there just for themselves and who's like, you can tell like, oh, that coach really cares. Yeah. And members can see that from a mile away. Clients and prospects can see that from a mile away. And I think for me, what's fun is that every new person who walks through that door, you just don't know.
Yeah.
You just don't know. Like with Freddie Roach, he talks about every new person who walks through that door, you don't know. They could be the next champion. And Manny Pacquiao walks in and the rest is history. And you can say that there's so many martial arts schools that have a very similar story. There's so many gyms that have a very similar story. And I think that's the fun part. When a new person comes in, you really know. You think you know. Like Ivy is one of my coaches. She comes in one day, this is when I first opened, and she wants to just learn powerlifting. She comes in now, she's like one of my coaches. One of my coaches, like my all-star coaches in there, she's killing it. And
shout out Ivy.
But yeah, it's like, you don't like, so I thought she would just be a member, client, and then all of a sudden she turned into one of my coaches because she was already a coach in the beginning, and she just wanted to be coached in something different. And then she got bit by the powerlifting bug, and was like, I want to this is better than physique because I get to eat. I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Eating is good.
We don't do 2 hours of cardio every day.
There's a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna stick with powerlifting.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is great. I can eat donuts.
I'm like, I mean, yeah, sure, let's do this. So, I mean, that's I actually never answered that type of question and actually learned something new about myself because I had to talk through it. So now it's like, yeah, that's a good.
Well, I think that's what I'm, very interested in, and that's why I think we, have such a good relationship is because we're both about having fun and having been in this field for so long, and you see so many people struggle. Literally everybody struggles with their health because that's all everybody ever talks about. We have a 70% overweight or obesity rate in the country, yet more money is spent on health and fitness, not even counting medical stuff. And so what I think we're, not to toot our horn, but I'm going to go ahead and toot our horn, is that I think what we're really good at is that we remind people that it's about having fun. And then when you shift, to that mode of like, hey, I'm going to feel good and I'm going to have fun, then all these amazing side effects happen. Losing weight, getting strong, becoming pain-free, you don't gotta take your meds, like you accomplish all kinds of crazy shit, like things that you would never imagine that you would do. So that's why I think that's one of the most questions, like what is fun for you? So that's why I asked that, because that's what we think about a lot,
How can we make this fun? Sure.
Which is why, and that's like, if anybody has ever watched, even if somebody's watched your Instagram or you guys do a lot of Facebook?
Yeah, I mean, we match it.
Yeah. So if you've even seen a little bit of what goes on in the gym over there, then you'll see how, like, I'm sure people have messaged you like, hey man, I wish I was like closer to you guys.
Yeah, dude, from Livermore,
right?
Pleasanton, yeah. They're like, dude, I want to come by your gym. Like, yeah, come by. So,
anytime. Yeah. And that's like same thing with here. We were just talking about what we're doing right now with like, a lot of people don't know about this, so I'm gonna keep it very brief, is the sorting belt and all the things that happen around that. So, that's what it's about. And then guess what? Like, we got some pretty fucking amazing results, and so we try to practice what we preach, and then if you don't want to have fun, then good luck. Like, it's gonna be tough,
Yeah.
So,
exciting.
Are you, before I get into some of these are some like, by the way, I have not seen any of these questions until literally,
I love it!
Coach Josh handed me this clipboard full of questions, so we're just gonna go through them.
Sweet.
So
love it.
I was laughing at some of these questions, but before we get into that, you're from San Jose?
Yeah, born and raised.
Born and raised. Which high school did you go to?
Indy.
Independence. There you go. What year?
Oh, dude, 05?
Yeah, that's right.
Not too long ago.
Yeah. That's like last
A
year.
few years ago.
Yeah. Which is why fun is so important, because if you're not having fun, you're gonna feel old as shit.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're young.
Yeah. Young bloods. All right, let me ask you this next riveting question here. How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
I would say 20,582. It's a very specific number. Just like Vegas, I just feel like it's good.
It feels good.
It's a good number.
It's a good number.
20,000 chickens.
That's a lot of chickens.
20,582 chickens.
This weekend, I was at one of our members' house because I was dropping off a puzzle so one of the things we do every New Year's is we do an all-day workout, and we have a puzzle going. The goal is to complete 2019 reps of 5 different movements.
Holy shit.
And the puzzle. So she had let us borrow the puzzle this year. So I was dropping off the puzzle, but she has 30 chickens. So I can only imagine what 20,000 chickens.
20,000 chickens, 582 would kill an elephant.
All right.
20,000 shouldn't be there.
We're gonna go to Josh and we're gonna see what's up.
500 are fighters.
I
82
like
of them are the big ones, the heroes, and man, there's one additional one you didn't know about who's a real warrior. He's gonna bring everyone back.
He's gonna bring everyone back.
That's all I'm saying. You see how I did that? You fucking did that. If you know what I'm talking about, you know where I pulled that from.
If you know, you know.
Comment or reply or whatever. But
If you know where that's from and you message either of us on Instagram, what's your Instagram?
at Coach Toloza.
Spell it.
COACH as in Tom, OLOZ as in Zulu, A as in Alpha. At Coach Toloza.
Or me.
Dude, your name's hella long.
I'm not even gonna go there. It's my name. But if you message us and you know where that's from, I'm gonna decide for both of us, but we're gonna take you for a chicken dinner.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
It's not gonna be 20,000, but like maybe half a chicken. I don't know. All right, next question. If you had a boat, what would you name it?
Ooh, I was just talking about this.
You gonna get a boat?
Eventually I'll get a boat. I
You
will
fish?
call it, huh?
You fish?
No, but I can learn. If I got a boat, I just was on Anthem of the Sea. It was a nice ship. And I would call it Anthem, but I can't now because the boat ship's name's Anthem. Oh, this is a good question. I would call it, and I just said it too to my wife.
You were really talking about this?
Yeah, I was like, fucking it, because we were on a
Josh,
cruise.
were you following around Austin?
Because we were on a cruise, and it was Anthem of the Seas. This was like in November, and I'm like, Anthem of the Seas is so sick. That's a sick name. And then I'm like, if I had a ship, what would I name it? And I was like, really? And I'm like, I gotta find out a name. I think I'd call it Thor. No, it was something else. It was like Sir
Ben Kingsley.
Sir Ben Kingsley. It was like something like, Sir something. But I'll call it Thor. Fuck it. Thor.
All right.
I'll call it Thor.
We'll go with Thor.
Poseidon's Rage.
Where is the worst smelling place you've been? It's an interesting question.
Worst smelling place I've been was in Ranch 99 when the fish haven't been replaced. Yeah.
If you know about Ranch 99, then you know what's up.
When they don't replace their fresh food, and it's just, it's bad when you just go, yeah, that's the worst. It's like on a end of the month type of thing. That is the worst smelling place.
But that's when you get the discounts, right?
Yeah,
I
sure.
don't know if you want those discounts, but okay. Would you rather your shirts be always 2 sizes too big or 1 size too small?
2 sizes too big or 1 size is too small?
That's a tough one.
What kind of question is that? That's hilarious. Right when I said these questions are fun. That shirt.
Actually, I was just talking about this with my business partner.
2 sizes too big or 1 size too small? Fuck it, I'll do 1 size too small.
Okay. I like that. Why?
I don't know, it's like I got big arms. Fuck it.
Go with it.
Just go with it. Oh, flex your arm, we good. It's fine.
See, I also agree with that as well, because then it's a little bit of motivation for you too, because then you could just grow into the bigger one.
Yeah.
There you go. I like it.
That's it.
Would you rather be able to control fire or water?
Ooh, fire. Fire, for sure.
Why?
Fire is
Cook things.
It can cook things. You need fire. You also need water, but like I can melt ice with fire.
And then you got water.
There you go.
And it's always lit.
Yeah, it's oh my god, it's always lit.
You knew I had to do it.
It's always lit. Yeah. Flame on, bitch.
All right, I like that. I didn't think about the ice part. I just went straight to lit. All right. If you could morph two animals to make a super animal, what 2 animals would you choose?
Are these like real animals?
It wasn't specified, so we're gonna say no.
Unicorn and a dragon. Fuck!
Unicorn and a dragon.
Unicorn and a dragon. A unigragon.
Interesting.
Or a dranicorn. Think about that. You got like the magical shit from a unicorn, mythical as fuck, you know, with the fucking rainbows and the horns and the majestic
The glitter. And the rainbow poop.
and the rainbow poop, and you have the rage of the dragon, that's massive,
And the gold coins.
and the gold coins with the Dragon Balls.
Smart.
Yeah, that's right. But think about it that way. If you have the dragon and the oh my god. Would you fuck with that thing? I wouldn't. I want to ride that thing. Ride that thing into battle.
Wasn't there like a unicorn dragon in Avatar?
No,
No, it was called something else.
It was something else. I know what you're talking about. Wait, which Avatar? Are we talking about the anime Avatar, or are we talking about like
James Cameron Avatar.
Oh, it was like a banshee. It was like a big banshee.
No, that was something else
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a crazy ass animal, unicorn and dragon.
All right, this is a good one. I like this question a lot. What is your go-to dance move?
Ooh, my go-to dance move is they change. They changed recently.
You just changed your go-to dance move. What was it in the past? What prompted the change?
Oh my god, I don't know. The go-to dance move was this little thing I did when I used to break dance, and I just always busted out.
So you just learned something new. You used to break dance.
Oh, a long time ago. Okay. Oh yeah, I tried that a while back, just for shits and giggles.
And?
Yeah, no.
That shit is intense.
Yeah, I know. It was a lot of cardio, and I can't hold myself up in those positions anymore. Like, what the fuck was I doing when I was a kid? I don't have a name for it. I just do things. If anything,
Could you demonstrate?
I could kind of demonstrate.
Is it gonna be demonstratable?
I mean, it's a little thing. It's
Okay.
nothing crazy. I literally. So we just got mirrors on the gym, right?
Yeah.
We literally just got mirrors on the gym, and then.
Sorry for our podcast listeners that you can't see this.
Yeah. So literally, I was just like, one time I was just looking at myself in the mirror, right? And then I was like looking at this, and I was like, oh. And I was like wondering how these other dancers did something like this, and I just started doing it, and I'm like, oh, this is sick. So then I just started going like this, and I was like, and then a couple of our Ollie lifters, they're into like hip hop. One of them, we call him the Jabberwocky because he moves like one of them.
Yeah.
But he's very he's very to himself. He doesn't really want to. If he does, he'll do it. But when I start doing it for them, they're like, dude, that's sick, and I'm like, oh, I'm approved.
So your old go-to just kind of got replaced.
Yeah, it just kind of got replaced because I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I'm gonna keep doing this. We keep practicing it.
That's another reason I think why we get along is because that's also what I do. And that is what I use the mirrors for. We have all kinds of. I wouldn't be able to pick one go-to dance move for you, but it's just a conglomeration of many things. One of my favorites right now is the Orange Justice. You know what the Orange Justice is?
Orange Justice?
Yeah, the Orange Justice.
What is that?
Sorry guys, you can't see this for the listeners, but I'm sure you know what this is. The Orange Justice is the.
Oh, that one! Oh my god! Oh my god! That's from like Fortnite, is it not? Or some shit like that?
It's from some kid, some YouTuber.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's in Fortnite.
It's a Fortnite. Yeah.
But anyways, so that's one of my go-tos. Oh, and then we always got to bring out the Bhangra, the Punjabi dance moves. That's just the standard. There's lots and lots of those. You got these guys. People are probably listening like, what the fuck?
Dude, my best friend's Punjab, and they're gonna do
Yeah.
this whole wedding thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be lit.
It's gonna be cracking. It's gonna be lit.
All right, I like that. That was a good question.
What's the name of that drum? That has like two.
The dole.
Huh?
Dole.
Dole?
Yeah.
It has like one long stick and one
Yeah,
thick
yeah.
stick, right?
Yeah.
Dude.
DHOL.
DHOL.
Yeah.
Dole.
Yeah.
So then my boy had it. I guess my dad, not my dad, his dad bought him it, and then he was just sitting in his room. This is in high school, and we were just chilling, and then he was on the computer, and I look, and I go, what's this? I pick it up, put it over, you know, that has a strap put on my thing. And he goes, oh, I've been trying to like play that, but I couldn't, like it's hard to learn. And all of a sudden, within 5 minutes, I'm like, ding, 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 ding. And he's looking at me like, you fucking asshole. And I'm like, what, bro? It's how easy.
That has the rhythm. That has the beat.
And he's like, what the fuck?
Did he eventually learn?
I think he eventually learned, but I just remember he's like, you can ask him today. He's like, this motherfucker like mastered it. I was like, ding, 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 ding. I did it all along, and then I just stopped, and he's like, fuck. And he tried to do it, he couldn't do it. And I'm like, hey, it just happened.
I already know.
That's too good, dude. Oh man.
All right, this is a good question. This is unfortunately the last question, best question.
Best.
And then
Best.
we do, you know, so this is what I say when people say, oh, we'll stand out there, barbells. Like, we're silly people who don't take life seriously, but we get serious results. And so I know you're on the same page as us on that. Is like, we're very good at strength and conditioning and nutrition and recovery and all that stuff. So we will tie it back to something that, you know, if you do want to find out how you can stop, you know, or how you can achieve the goal that you want to, I think this little nugget will be very helpful. But before we get to that, actually, let's do that now,
Okay.
because then we're going to end with this question, okay?
Okay.
So the nugget is this, and then I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on it, and also like what would be a practical application of this in your mind or in your experience. So basically, it's what we've found, and a lot of really smart people say the same thing, is that, you know, an unhappy journey cannot have a happy ending or a destination, right? You can't go somewhere and then be fighting and arguing and be upset with the person that you're going with and then expect to have a good time when you arrive. So the focus, like we've been talking about, is fun. And so, you know, what I would say is relax around everything that you're doing and really take time to appreciate, like for food, for instance, like, you know, you're gonna eat this piece of cake. Yesterday's podcast or the day before was about this particular topic. Is like, why are you making this piece of food, this cake, this delicious cake? Maybe your grandma made this cake, and you are attaching all of this negative shit to this piece of food, and then you're gonna eat it, and you expect that you're gonna have some outcome where your physique is amazing and you're happy about that. That doesn't go. So the practical application that I was saying on that podcast was like, hey, appreciate this piece of cake. Like, take a second to, hey, I'm so appreciative that my grandma made this cake. It's amazing. I want to enjoy this cake. I want to enjoy the flavors of this cake. I want to take the nutrients from this cake and, you know, absorb it into my body. All this kind of stuff, and then eat the cake. And then what you find is that you no longer have these, you know, these restrict binge things that go on. You no longer have, you know, these sessions where you're just beating the crap out of yourself mentally, emotionally, because you ate your grandma's cake. Like, the cake is not, what are you doing, man? You know what I mean? And so then you end up, and the beautiful thing is, you end up getting the results that you want. And so now the journey is fun, and then the results are going to be amazing too. So, thoughts, sir?
I like that. I like it. You actually speak on this theme that I've been training myself to do a little bit more, and and I've actually been reminded a lot by Quan, who's the co-owner of Raw ASF. Shout out to Raw ASF. But like being in the moment, like you said, appreciate, right? Being in the moment and appreciating something, and not, you know, like you said, punishing yourself because you ate like a piece of cake or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, my thoughts on that whole thing that you talked about, which reminded me of a very important thing, which is being present in what you're doing, because a lot of people don't appreciate the present. Think about your breath. Think about just breathing, like inhaling and exhaling. When you think about that, you're in the present. They always talk about like this is meditation and all that stuff. When you do that, everything that you've been worrying in the past, everything that you're worrying about in the future kind of goes away because you're focused in the moment. So when you're thinking about that, it gives you like a sense of calm.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And you're
Absolutely.
appreciating that moment. And that just speaks to what you were talking about. So it's like, I mean, that's my thoughts on that. Like, it kind of reminded me of that.
I 100%. And again, I think you're right too. Is like we're always reminding ourselves and trying to improve on that because it's you should never think that other people just have it, like they got it, and like so then you compare yourself. So like I like that, and I've been practicing a lot. It's like every moment to moment, I'll stop before I enter into whatever thing is about to happen. Be like, okay, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you taking the time to come out here and do this. It was a lot of fun, and I stopped before we started or before you got here. And I'm like, okay, I'm really appreciative that I have the opportunity to do this. It's gonna be fun, and it is. And so that's, I always say this is like, you're unhappy right now, or miserable, or whatever adjective you want. Long story short, you feel bad right now. And so you say, once this happens, I'm gonna feel good.
Oh, dude.
And the thing is, you will arrive at that thing, but you will never have fixed your thoughts about the present. So then you'll be in the present, and at that moment, you've practiced feeling bad about where you're at. You're gonna be the same person. You got different results, but you're gonna be the same person. You're gonna feel the same. So you can feel different right now. You know what I mean? So I think that's very important. Maybe we'll do a little bit more of a serious, follow up to this, and then not serious, but like, I know I've worked on a lot of stuff personally, and we always try to lead by examples, like, things that have helped me, because I struggled with this a lot. And so maybe we'll do a follow up.
I'm down.
And like share some personal strategies that we've used, or whatever guidance that we've received, because I feel really good about it now.
Yeah.
Like I feel really good about it. So
It's a journey.
100%. We all need our Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah. You
So-
get that guy.
We could be that Timon and Pumbaa.
Heroic guy.
We could be the Gandalf. All right. Last question. Best question.
Last question, best question.
If animals could talk,
Ooh.
which animals would be the rudest?
The badger? The
The
honey
badger?
badger? The honey badger! I'm feeling hot! Have you seen those things?
Well, that's true.
The thing, like those guys, I just remember that whole hype, that whole honey badger don't care, and it got me really interested in honey badgers. I'm like, what's the whole thing about honey badgers? And it's like, dude, they're like insane.
Are they related to wolverines?
I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I just know that I saw this video.
They really don't care.
Yeah, when you go into the rabbit hole of YouTube and you find those weird videos, there's that one dark place of YouTube that no one talks about. There's that honey badger. He was getting eaten alive by a lioness, eaten alive, but he was still attacking her. Like, dude, even if you're dying, they're attacking.
But do you think that would make them rude, or would that make them actually like very nice and pleasant? Because they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care, so they won't go with fun.
But will they be the rudest?
I'm pretty sure they would.
Alright, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this. I think the rudest animal will probably be something that's like super cute and like everybody loves it and like it's like placed on a pedestal.
Like which one? Like a cat?
A cat could fall in that category. I'm thinking more like, what's a cute? There's so many cute animal videos.
Like a hamster, a gerbil, a rabbit, a squirrel. Raccoons don't give a fuck.
Raccoons don't. They're more like.
Nah, dude. I went camping a few times. I went camping. Raccoons will confront your ass.
Well, apparently, if you got chickens, I learned this as well this weekend. She says she has like Fort Knox for the chickens, for the 30 chickens. Oh, by the way, 30 chickens and 7 ducks.
Oh shit.
And so she said if it's not Fort Knox, like the raccoons will eat the chickens.
They will.
But they will. Sometimes it's just they'll just kill the chickens. So
Yeah.
maybe they would be the rudest.
Nah, I don't know. Fuck with raccoons.
Yeah. But yeah, like maybe the rabbit, like everyone's like, oh, it's so cute, blah, 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 but then it's just stuck up and rude.
Rabbits bite.
Yeah.
But honey badger don't give a fuck.
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up on the honey badgers. All right. So.
Is that Hufflepuff? Is that Hufflepuff's sign?
Honey badger?
Yeah, is it a badger?
No, I thought it was a.
Or something else. It's something like it.
Maybe. I guess you'll have to tune in next time.
Find out next time. Jagged Ball.